Welcome back to the Fanspeak Network. This is our final prop party / Degen Power Hour of the 2025 NFL season. Here we are. Super Bowl 60 is upon us, so we will talk everything Super Bowl bets, Super Bowl showdown. Say hi to the chat, all the good stuff in just 1 minute.
Fanspeak, where the plan runs deep. The team grind hard, don't eat, don't sleep. From best ball dreams to DFS streaks, they help you print money every single week. No cap, no gimmicks, we breaking limits. NFL bets, yeah, we live this business. Degen Steve, that OG vision. Draft room killers on a lifelong mission. More stress to the Sunday spread. Fanspeak's that voice that's inside your head. Best ball, DFS, NFL bets. They built it brick by brick, no regrets. Fanspeak team, printing money since day one. Fanspeak, forever.
That is right. Again, Super Bowl 60 just days away. And so today, while we have already transitioned into the best ball season, today we focus on Super Bowl 60. We talk Super Bowl bets, every angle we can possibly think of. And of course, Super Bowl showdown on DraftKings, where you can, of course, apply to FanDuel. Let me say hi to my guys first. Then I will, of course, say hi to Chat and Mike. I've got the lucky earrings back, so all is well in the world. Of course, I just, you could clearly tell, just got out of the shower and running late, so I apologize for that. But the earrings are here. I know everybody can take a sigh of relief. Steve, you had to deal with me without the earrings last night. How are you doing?
Hoping for a much better show from you today.
Okay. I'll do my best. You might have froze for a second, but I think you're good. Tyler, how are you feeling? How are you feeling about Super Bowl 60 here upon us?
I'm good. I'm slightly worried that Meg without earrings might be a completely different person. I've yet to see that. So
our sibling showdown last night, I forgot to put the earrings in.
Yeah, good thing the earrings are on today. So we get good Meg today, and we're gonna get some winners. So
that's all we need. That's all we need to finish the season strong and get some winners. That is what we're here to do today. Let me say hi to the chat. We got Scatabo. We've got Kicks in here with the Scatabo gift. By the way, click the join button, like Kicks using the Scatabo. We have some fun emojis. And if you're become a Fanspeak Network YouTube member, you can either be Fanspeak fam, Fanspeak fanatics. You'll get to use fun emojis like that. And of course, get access to fun videos. Steve will be posting a rookie running back video for our YouTube subs tomorrow. So check that out tomorrow. I did a poll in chat, favorite football food. We got the which one in here. Great to see you. Says I voted buffalo chicken dip, meatballs, and weenies. That's a good that's a good combo. So, and of course, Steve Lane will be sick late. Shocker. Kick says garlic parm wings. That sounds delicious. Mike Rob wings. I have to agree with the wings is a great call, but I love a good buffalo chicken dip. Steve, you knew when we used to go to Redskins games, I made a mean buffalo chicken dip, did I not?
You did. I will give you that.
Here's the biggest question when it comes to buffalo chicken dip. What kind of chicken did you use?
Okay, I've done both kinds. I've done the real deal, like really boil it and make it, but I've done the cheat code where you get like the chicken that you make in to put on salads and cut that up because that's just so much quicker, right? Are you judging me, Tyler, for using the
best way to do it?
What's that?
The best way to do it?
Yeah.
Go buy a rotisserie chicken from your local Sam's Club, your Walmart.
Yep.
Peel the skin off, breast the chicken, pull all the meat off, shred it yourself, and then make the buffalo chicken dip. That's what I do.
You know what? I don't know if I've ever done it that way. Steve, have you ever done it that way? I don't know if I have, actually.
No, I don't think
the other bright side about that is you get to eat all the skin off the rotisserie chicken while you're peeling it.
So. That's total double win. But I have to agree with wings from Kicks and Mike, and then the buffalo chicken dip. Those would probably be my two Super Bowl faves. I'll go to you first, Tyler. Super Bowl fave. If it isn't buffalo chicken dip, what would be your next favorite?
I think I'm on the same page. Buffalo chicken dip, wings. Maybe like the sandwich ring, like the little Italian hoagies.
Oh, yeah.
Something like that.
That's good. That's a good one. Steve, your favorite, if you had to pick one, what would it be? I'm guessing, I think I could guess, but go ahead.
Super
Bowl food. You can only get one Super Bowl food.
Yeah. It's kind of, I can't do one. It's a tie between wings and pizza.
Okay. I thought you were going to say wings for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Kicks dog gets the skin off the chicken. I don't know if I've ever done that for any of my pups before. Maybe I'll try that with Rudy someday. That little naughty little thing. All right, time to talk Super Bowl 60. Everything, guys. And usually we talk props and touchdowns and parlays. We can talk everything. We can talk props, ladders, specials, touchdowns, first touchdowns, specials, score, MVP. I don't even know where to begin. So, let's start where we always start and start props. So we did an early look at this last week, and since then, it just took me a while where I wanted to land, but I've definitely kind of landed some places. But I'll let you guys start. And since it's not like we're doing like a big, 16, 12 game slate here. It's one game. So I'll just go around the horn here. And if you guys take mine, that's totally okay. Tyler, I'll let you go first. What are your favorite props? Go ahead and rattle off your few favorite.
I'll list off my 3 favorite.
Yep.
My first one, I literally think this is just if you get the play to get ran in this game. I think it's going to be lower scoring. I think it's going to be just short yardage spots in this game where you're trying to run the ball. 3rd and inches, maybe even 2nd and inches. If you're Seattle, you just want to keep the drive going. They're going to run their tush push play. And Barner's over a half a rushing yard at plus 116. Yes, he can get stopped. Yes, they can get a false start there. But 9 times out of 10, he's falling forward for that 1 yard. And he's not getting another handoff to lose that yard unless they're going to run the tush push multiple times, and he does happen to get pushed backwards. So right. I like that at plus money. The other one I like is pushing Diggs up to 5 catches.
I like that
I just think he can be the underneath receiver. He runs routes very well. He can get open against these good corners, and I think he's going to be the safety blanket, pretty much him and Hunter Henry. And then my other one, sticking to my guns here, Demario Douglas over 10.5 yards. Just feels like that guy that's going to get lost in the shuffle on some play, and he's just going to be coming across the middle on like a drag route, catches the little dump off, scurries for a first down, and then your bet's cash. So don't mind those 3.
I like those, and very low hanging fruit to get over too. Yeah, I saw someone mention in Twitter about just the number of playoff games Stephon Diggs has played, and obviously same can go for Cooper Kupp. I just really trust Kupp and Diggs, just leaning on these vets with these quarterbacks who haven't been there before at the Super Bowl. Kupp has, Diggs hasn't, but a lot of playoff games under Diggs' belt. So I like that call out a lot, like those looks a lot. Steve, if you had to go 3 favorite, what are your 3 favorite?
My number 1 favorite, I'm just going to go with truly the guy who got them there, and that's JSN. 8 receptions, plus 117 on DraftKings. Yes, in that 49ers game, he didn't have to, but it was a blowout. I just think, I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring game, but I do think they're going to pepper JSN, get him the ball. That's their best way. We know how good the Patriots run defense is. So I just think they find ways to get JSN open, and they pepper him with the ball. Whether it works or not is another matter, but I think he will get his catches. There's so many that I feel could go either way, but one that I'm going to target is I do like both running backs receiving the ball. I think you can do it from receptions, Ramondre 4 or Kenneth Walker 3, or I think you can do the receiving yards.
Yeah.
I probably lean the receiving yards for Walker just because he's such an explosive player, and I kind of like the catches for Ramondre.
I would agree with that. Can I don't know if you have any others, but I follow up. I gave out that on Sportsline on Thursday. Kenneth Walker over 20.5 receiving. I'm fine. Alternate up to 20. I already have alternate. I act like I haven't yet. I already altered it up to 25 and 30. Little fun ladder there. He in the 2 playoff games has averaged 11.1 yards per reception. So you said like explosive. Yeah. He could get over his line in 2 catches, but I think has had 3 receptions in a lot of the games recently. So I really like that look. Did you have anything? Any others?
I want to do something with Hunter Henry.
I like Henry.
I'm not sure if I approach it yards or receptions.
I'm going to approach it yards because, well, you could either. So I actually was just doing research on that. Tight ends account for 28% of the receptions against Seattle per all the data from from Rich Rebar's worksheet on Sharp Football. Rich Rebar just cranks out the best data to then contextualize it to try to make, your best bets. And but they average 6.1 yards per reception against Seattle too. So they give up a lot of receptions, and you can kind of get, so I think you can go either way. I kind of like Henry has the best matchup. So to kind of co-sign what you were thinking, Hunter Henry is my, favorite play, probably one of my favorite plays on the slate. Whether you want to target, we'll get to touchdowns, but yeah, I like target. I think he's going to have the, we know Seattle is going to be tough on the receivers, but over the middle, I think is where, you might be able to get a little bit more leverage. And so I like Hunter Henry a lot there.
What are our thoughts on Austin Hooper then at 9.5 yards? He's going to be out there. The tight end, like you said, that could be one catch.
Yeah, no, that could be one catch. How many targets has he even had in the playoffs? I was thinking, I was just trying to look at that real quick. Like if he's gotten a few targets in the playoffs, I did, but if it's been like he's only got, let's see. So 0 last week, but they didn't really throw last week. So he's had two in the wild card game, but didn't bring him either of them in. 2 in the game against Houston, caught 1 for 14. Last week, I think you can throw out based, or excuse me, the conference championship, I think you can throw out based on the weather because they just stopped throwing basically. Mm-hmm. So in the second half. So I mean, I think it's fine. It's probably not one of my, I think that's one that he certainly could get over, like you said, with one catch, but he could have just one target and not catch, or something along those lines. So.
And it looks like he only played 41% of the snaps in that game.
Okay.
Against Denver.
Yeah.
And I don't think he gets much higher than that in the previous game.
Right.
Against Houston.
Yeah. I'm really leaning into Hunter Henry in a lot of areas. So hopefully that works. I'll add another 2. I brought this up on Sportsline on Thursday. Cup 4+ receptions. Like talk about leaning the vets. I totally lockstep with you, Tyler, on Diggs. I totally agree with you on and approaching these guys' receptions because these are tough defenses. So the yards per reception, the ADOT might not be that deep, that long. So I really do like Diggs receptions and Cup receptions, the 2 vets that these guys are going to have to lean into. So I like that. I talked about that on Sportsline on Thursday. And then actually I have 2 others. May rushing, usually you want to target man defense, and Seattle plays a ton of zone. However, May's scramble rate has been so high against this type of defense. So, and I just think if it ain't there, he's just going to have to take off and use his legs. In 2 of the playoff games, he went for 50 or 60 yards. And then the one game against the Texans, he only had 11 or 12. So, certainly, more ranges of outcomes. And if you do think they win, you could, the kneel downs, you could approach longest rush, that kind of stuff. But I do think he's going to have to use his wheels and his athleticism against this very, very strong defense. The other one I'm going to throw out is Mac Hollins. I really think the line is just too low. I think he's going to get more routes run another week back. And that crazy guy with he doesn't believe in wearing shoes, but I just think he's had a lot of downfield targets. I know Butte does too, but I kind of like Hollins better. What's your guys' thought on that?
I don't hate it. It just rubs me as one of those spots. If downfield isn't working for them, they could just abandon that altogether. And he's not like an underneath receiver. He's not going to run you like a slant or a drag route and catch you that. So that's my worry there, is the game plan doesn't fall into his favor.
Yeah, I was just going to look on fantasy points, like what it was like when he was healthy, what was his kind of total routes run or target, because I feel like it was decent when he was healthy. And it's just his line is so low. And another situation where if he did connect on one down, like he did last week, or excuse me, in the conference championship game, he could get there on 1 or 2 catches. Last one I'm going to throw out, and we could talk about this more in specials, but I love the field goal. I love the kickers. Mm-hmm. Myers, if you want to go 3+ field goals, is plus 188. Or if you want to approach by fantasy points on DK, 10+ fantasy point kicking points is plus 150. I just think this is going to be a slugfest. I mean, we talked about it last week's preview show. Everybody likes the under. I think everybody in America likes the under in this game. I do think it goes under, and I think it's going to be a slugfest, field goal fest. I think that we're only going to see 2, maybe 3 touchdowns and a shitload of field goals. So I like that.
Guys think about these props then on DraftKings. It's they have it listed under team props, yardage props, combined touchdowns and field goals scoring yardage, 93.5 for the Patriots and 116.5 for the Seahawks. If they kick multiple 40-yard field goals, you're already at like 80. So just saying, those seem like those, with the way we think this game's playing out, those seem like smash spots if we think that they're just kicking field goals.
That's true, because it includes the field goal yardage. Yeah. That is very, very interesting. There was another, and I know I'm jumping to specials here, but I just want to mention, because I brought up Myers specifically, obviously more experienced, you certainly could be that Borregales gets him, but he is a rookie. So, but yeah, I did see there was a special of both teams to have 2+ field goals plus 175. Both teams have 3+ field goals plus 900. But I'm jumping ahead to the specials. Any other props before we get to, touchdowns and some of these other looks for the Super Bowl?
I don't hate taking the stab on a couple of these anytime touchdown guys. Like we talked about Hunter Henry and wanting to be high on him. He's plus 250.
I love Hunter Henry.
What if Hooper just happens to get that one catch at the goal line at plus 750? So I don't hate that. I still have a weird feeling Travion Henderson's got some play drawn up for him. He's 5-1 to score. He's 2.5 receiving yards. Yeah. I think it's going to be a screenplay and they just try and get him in space. So I don't hate those two. And then Kyle Williams is the only other one at 10-1 where it's like they've tried to get him down the field multiple times. Yeah. What if he does just break the big one here? So those are the only 3 like long shot touchdowns I'd be looking at. Usually for the Super Bowl, I'd like to put together like a fun TD parlay slip. I just don't think there's going to be a lot of touchdowns scored, but I am lockstep with you on Hunter Henry. Steve, who else do you like for the touchdowns? And then we'll talk first touchdowns.
I mean, touchdowns, I think Drake May, quarterbacks, we've seen him plenty of Super Bowls. And of course, just like in the national championship game with Mendoza, so I think May makes sense. And another real long shot is, to Tyler's point earlier, if they're on the 1 yard line with no Zach Charbonnet, it is going to be an AJ Barner tush push. So that, and of course he can just receive a touchdown. Also, he had many of those throughout this year. So I just think he gives you a little extra leverage there. So those are two. Okay,
Barner's at 240.
What do you think about Barner to score twice? Because New England has been weak versus the tight end. What if he catches one? They end up on the goal line. That's how he forces in the second one at 22-1.
I feel like you can make a case for any of those as sprinkles, right? But I just feel like, and maybe I'm being too bullish on the low score thing. I just feel like we're going to have 3 touchdowns total or 4 touchdowns max or something, you know what I mean? But maybe, I think anything, of these crazy odds is definitely worth a fun sprinkle, and like you said, it could be, like you said, one receiving, one tush push or something like that. Any other looks that you guys like before we talk first touchdown? I'll say going back to the 2 vets, 250 for Diggs, and of course shop around, 260 for Cooper Kupp. Kupp's been there before, Super Bowl MVP a few years back. So I don't know. I don't hate those looks either. But, and of course, I think probably, Ramondre still getting plus money on that is nice too. You're getting plus money on all the Patriots, as you can see. Kenneth Walker minus 190, JSN minus 110. All Patriots are plus money. And I understand it's a low scoring game. They're basically thinking the Patriots score like a max of 2 touchdowns. But yeah, I think my favorite, though, I'm with you, Tyler, and I think Steve likes this too. My favorite is Hunter Henry, just at the price. But I think there's a lot around. Look, Barner, Diggs, Henry, Kupp, Drake May, all between 240 and 280. Now, again, I don't think a ton are happening total, but I like a lot of those.
And just judging off the prices of the touchdown scorers with where the total is, it's like something's not right here. Either these touchdowns are mispriced or the total's mislined.
Right.
It's 45.5, but there's only 2 guys favored to score touchdowns.
Yeah.
Right. Are you still leaning under, Tyler, like Steve and I are?
I lean under, but just like you just said, where it's like, I think we could see 3 to 4 touchdowns total. I think it's either that and it's just a very slow game, or we're halfway through the first quarter and there's already 4 touchdowns on the board.
Oh man, if that's the case, I am way off. Because
I will say one bet that I'd correlate. If you take the over, I would do one of the and maybe do this bet two ways. Take the over and do Seattle defense and special teams and over and Patriots defense special teams. I know FanDuel separates it, I believe, but DraftKings it's together. And we've just seen both they two of the best return games in the league. And also they have like great defenses who can force turnovers and take ones to the house. So I think if it does hit over, it's probably going to be because something like that, like a quick change of possession type score.
Right. No, that makes a ton of sense. Want to say hi to our folks in chat. We got Jamie, the author of the song, the intro song, Super Bowl. We are ready for Super Bowl. Mike, our guy Mike Robb says, BS, I'm betting all over. I love betting overs too. That's why we're trying to look for the edges of where we like. And we did talk about, let me count on my sheet here, 7 or 8 overs. So, probably not all going to hit, maybe, I don't know. But, and I do have, when we get to the parlays section, a way to, since we like the game under, I love a good anti-correlated. We got that in here. Fantasy Monster, hashtag 0RB is dead. And always wings. Yeah, I think we're all in lockstep with the wings as a one of the top tier Super Bowl foods. And yeah, I'm already eyeing that up for Sunday for sure. Guys, let's talk first touchdowns. Rooney and Andrew on their preview show last Friday talked about, I don't know where it is, but I want to say it's like, I don't know. I'm trying to think where it was, but like no touchdowns is like 300 to 1 or something like that. It is out there. I forget what it is. They mentioned it. It is something. I mean, and that would be absolutely nuts. But like Bruni said, he's sprinkled on dumber stuff than that, basically. So yeah, I'll have to look for it somewhere else. Maybe it's under games.
Yeah, it's gonna be under touchdowns. Yeah.
Okay, let me see. They do these like combo things, but where's the total lottos down here? Oh no, this is like, this person scores the first or second touchdown.
In the touchdown.
Oh, in the touchdown. I mean, yeah. I'm just not logged in. I bet it earlier.
Touchdown score props.
I'm getting there. Don't you worry.
Just show more. No, you have to show more.
Mike Rob's gonna like kill me and be like, the tech is undefeated.
I don't see it.
Yeah, see, Steve, I think it's like a special somewhere, but it exists
on DraftKings. It's like in that area.
Okay, gotcha. Steve's a DraftKings loyalist. Where do you do more of your prop betting or any of it, most your bets? Would you say FanDuel, DraftKings, or other, Tyler?
Oh, it's definitely FanDuel.
Okay, yeah, mine's FanDuel. Steve is a DraftKings. He likes those loyalty points, right, Stevie?
Yeah, absolutely.
I've had very good luck with the guy, like player to score on this drive as like teams are closing in on the end zone, where it's like there's
the drive one. I've never really done the drive stuff.
Let me hurry up and bet just for like JSN catches ball down to the 5. Let me hurry up and get on Kenny Walker at 4 to 1. Garner at 9 to 1, and a little sprinkle at JSN at like 5 to 1.
Yeah. No,
the only problem with doing that on DK is they lock all those touchdowns to score when they're on like the 30-yard line coming in.
Oh, okay.
And you're watching the odds move, but you can't click buttons. It's like, what
I was gonna say, it feels like DK is harder to bet live. I will say that.
I've caught a couple FanDuel with those touchdowns to score where like I clicked the button and it said bet place, and I went back to watching the game, and within 10 seconds, that guy's in the end zone.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't really done that much of the live betting. Okay, I found it in my like logged in. No touchdown in the game. It was under game specials featured. 175 to 1, no touchdown scored. Do I actually think that's going to happen? No. But is it a fun, a fun little sprinkle? Well, it's not fun because that would be rough, but yeah. could it potentially happen? Yes. Mike Robb's helping us with stuff behind the scenes. Next meeting, Meg, we talk tech. Yeah. God help me. Mike, the funny thing is I'm always really trying to get better. One of these days I will. One of these days I will. I'm going to shock the hell out of you guys. Okay, so now we talked no touchdowns. Let's go back to talking touchdowns. We talked about the anytime prices. Let's have some fun. We're not going to, bet the, Ramondre, JSN, Kenneth Walker, 12 to 1 or longer. Tyler, who do you got for a fun first touchdowns?
My first touchdown, let me get it pulled back up. I was looking, because there was one I was looking at net specials. The opening kickoff to be returned for a touchdown at 80 to 1. Kind of interests me.
Ooh.
But first touchdown, I like Steve's call on Drake May, 16 to 1. They're down there, they're fighting. They can't get Ramondre in. He just keeps it and runs it in.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to take a shot. I'm going to stick with the Austin Hooper at 35 to 1. Where if they get down there, it's a play action. Everyone thinks it's Hunter Henry, and he pops up off the ground, and everyone goes, "Who is that?"
Oh shit!
Yep.
Yeah. What's Hooper's number? I know Henry's 85. Hooper's like 80. Is he 81?
81.
Yeah. So boy, that I'm gonna have to sprinkle on this, Tyler, because my favorite is Hunter Henry at 17 to 1. But I absolutely love your Drake May call at 16 to 1. And I'm absolutely gonna have to sprinkle on the 35 to 1, not Sam Darnold, Austin Hooper, because God, that would burn me if, like you said, it gets up and it's not 85. Any others for you that you're sprinkling on?
The only other one is New England's defense, but I would do it on DraftKings, so it's not just the defense alone. Where it's maybe Marcus Jones runs that kickback, maybe Darnold does throw the pick 6 to start the game, but I want both to be covered.
Yeah.
God forbid they stuff them the first 3 downs. They block the punt and run it in, and it's considered a special teams touchdown.
Right. Oh, no, I think you definitely want to bet that on DraftKings for sure to cover special teams. Like Steve said, and you said that both teams have special teams weapons. You're covered special teams and defense. Steve, first touchdown, some fun ones. What do you think?
I think outside of the ones that you guys already mentioned, I like Rashid Shaheed. He's just such an explosive player. We've seen it obviously in the return game. We've seen some vertical shots. He had a run, what was it, in the San Francisco game? They broke off for like 30 yards. So he just has some ways to get there on limited touches. And, if they take a shot early and because Christian Gonzalez is shadowing JSN, they might, just take a shot from Sam Darnold, one of the best deep throwing passers in the league, to one of the best vertical speed guys in the league. So I think that's a fun first touchdown bet. Any
other ones you like? I know you probably like some of the ones we already mentioned.
Yeah, outside of the ones that you mentioned, I think you mentioned the fun New England ones outside of Diggs. So I'll say Kupp and Barner. Also Barner, especially just for reasons we said, if their first drive gets, and not even their first drive, but their first touchdown drive. Remember, it could go field goal. And the first touchdown doesn't come to the second half. But if they're on the 1 yard line, it could be very much the AJ Barner show.
Yeah. You guys covered mine. Like I said, love Hunter Henry. I like Cooper Kupp as well on the other side, and Drake May. Those 3 are probably my favorites in that kind of 12 to 17 to 1 range. So like all those. All right. So we talked props, we talked touchdowns, we talked first touchdowns, we even talked no touchdowns at 175 to 1. Now let's talk specials. I brought up the one already about, and this was on DraftKings. I found it 2+ field goals for both teams plus 175. I'm not going to try it because tech will defeat me, Mike, if I try to actually find these. But I wrote down the prices. So 2+ field goals for both teams plus 175, 3+ field goals for both teams plus 900. I'm sprinkling on both of those. That's my favorite. I have a couple more, and I will find the prices on that. But I'll go to you guys now. Tyler, any specials you're eyeing up?
There's one under the rushing tab. Game specials. Kenny Walker and Ramondre Stevenson to each have 25 rushing yards in each half. Plus 650. Now, I know both rush defenses are good. 25 yards isn't a lot.
Right.
And if this game never really separates, we know they both want to try and get the run game going. So don't hate that. Yeah. I wouldn't go much higher than that. Like, they have a one where it's each of them to get 50 in each half at 150 to 1. I don't think we're getting there, but at 25, I'll take a shot on that one.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with you. Any other specials that have caught your eye?
The only other one, any quarter to end scoreless plus 250.
Oh, I like that. I need to write that down. It's like pretty one. Are you writing this down? Write that down. Is that under game specials? I guess.
Yes, right under game specials.
I mean, I don't want it to be a low scoring game, but if I think it's gonna be a low scoring game and a field goal fest, I gotta lean into those type of specials. So quarter and scoreless. I like that. Steve, what specials have caught your eye?
So I'll start in that area first. And the first one I'll say is very similar to what Tyler just said. You can do JSN and Diggs to just have 25 receiving yards in each half, plus 650. This is on DK.
Oh, I like that too. Yeah.
Obviously JSN's much more likely, so you really just need Diggs, and 25 is not a big ask. Again, I wouldn't push higher than that. But another one made field goal in each quarter. So it could be either team, just one field goal made in each quarter. I like that. It's very doable. Plus 450. The easy one here is Drake May and Sam Darnold to each record 15 passing yards in each quarter. That, again, doesn't take much. And I think they will have more success throwing the ball than running, both teams. So I don't hate that at all. That's just plus 105. But to me, that's a pretty fair plus money, prop here. Another one that I liked, where was it? Rashid Shaheed to have either 50 yards receiving or 20 rushing yards plus 200. And that's not a 50-yard catch or 20-yard rush. Granted, he'll only have one or two rushes, but just him having that explosion, I think plus 200 is decent on that. And there's one other one that I liked. Where was I? Just had that.
As you're doing that, I never have gotten into like the cross sport specials. Tyler, have you ever gotten into that? I've never gotten into that at all. Have you?
I'm on mute, but I did one a few years ago with NBA and NFL, and that was it.
Did it hit the cross sport?
I think it did. In the end, it was like something weird. Like it was like the over in the game versus like James Harden's point total, and that was when he was just going off. So it was like, is this game getting to 50? No. Okay, then James Harden's gonna win this.
Right. Sorry, Steve. Did you? Oh my God. I love the little names. Mondre all day, 50 Shades of May. This is hysterical. Go ahead.
I think honestly, both can hit, because where like the Sam Darnold, Drake May to have 100 passing, either they're two separate bets, to have 100 passing yards in any quarter. And I think, you just need one of the four quarters for it to hit. So I don't hate that at plus 150. And I think what you do is I take both, and they both could hit, but bet it. So, if you just get one, I kind of like the Darnold side a little bit more, just because May, his own rushing ability, can take from that a bit. So I would bet a little bit more in Darnold. And then if Darnold hits, it covers both bets. And then if both bets hit, you really profit, is how I approach it.
Yeah. All right. Any other? I just have one other one that I I've heard a lot of people talk about both quarterbacks to throw interceptions. I assume you can just put that in the passing line, not as a special, right? Yeah. So if they both had one and you parlayed that together, it's 2-1. I actually like that. I mean, not trying to guess like 2 for one and 1 for the other, but just to say both quarterbacks have an interception. 2-1. I don't mind that. I already talked about the field goals. I know you mentioned the field goals, but I like those, like either field goals per half or 2+ field goals for each team. I like that. I'm betting on I really like that. Any quarter and scoreless, Tyler. But my last one is just the silly fun one that's every Super Bowl people talk about. And this is why I'm betting. Do we all know that Mike Vrabel has 2 Super Bowl touchdowns? Now this says the one I bet was any lineman. So I assume that means offensive lineman, but maybe he just wants to get, some big guys to the ball and score a tud. It's 25-1. It's a fun one. Does it happen very often? No. Is it probably even worth the 25-1? Probably not, but I think it's a fun one. And coming from a coach who did score twice in the Super Bowl, one I happened to be at. I was at the Super Bowl, Panthers, Patriots, Super Bowl 38. So that really dates me because I was a young 20-something, and it was so fun. And so I guess I saw it. I didn't remember that. I remember the Vinatieri kick to win it. But yeah, I think the lineman to score 25-1. Do I actually think it's going to happen? No, but I think it's a fun special. So any other specials, guys?
I'm looking through these cross sport ones now, Meg. If you brought them up. This Anthony Edwards points plus rebounds plus assists versus the Clippers on 2-8 up against Drake May's rushing yards in the game.
Oh, okay.
I mean, Anthony Edwards game logs, his last game, he had 38-5. The game before that, 39, 7-3, 33, 2-3. And then he's going to play the Clippers, who just traded away two of their best three players. The only worry is that they blow that team out and he's on the bench for half the second half. But he should get close to 50 PRA. And then, unless May is just running all over the place, I mean,
May did go for over 50 two of the three playoff games. I think it's possible to alt May's rushing because apparently, very high scramble rate against this type of zone coverage. But yeah, I get what you're saying. That's a big line to cross unless it's a blowout.
Or like here's one: Kawhi Leonard's points versus the Timberwolves in that same game, up against Mac Holland's receiving yards. Kawhi's averaging 30 over his last 10. Mac Holland's receiving yards is 24.5, and we don't think they're going to be able to move the ball downfield.
Right. Yeah. No, I do like Mac Hollins. Let me get to chat really quick. We got Peanut Punch in here. Great to see you, Peanut Punch. I think talking about like some of the ones that are about like not scoring in a quarter, lots of field goals, intercept, stuff like that leans into the lower score. You can play that to hedge the Super Bowl enjoyment. Mike Robb points out, I feel like neither team is going to want a returnable ball on the kickoff, not wanting to lose the momentum off the bat. Since they're both defensive-minded head coaches, I think that makes a ton of sense. And looking out for us, our loyal Mike Robb says, can we get these hardworking people some likes? Let's go, people. The season of liking, and then the 50 Shades of May. We got Coolers in here. Great to see our guy Coolers. I wonder if the number of rushes is better than the rushing yards or even longest rush. I've been thinking about longest rush too. I do think, it has been steamed up, but I do think it's one that, in the other two games, he went way over. Now, granted, in that snow game, the air got taken out of the ball literally for the Patriots. But in the first game against the Chargers, he ran for, I believe, 50 plus. I'll look that up now. But yeah, so I don't mind alting it up, but I do kind of like the longest rush look. And in fact, I've heard people in the industry talk about like you could even bet like longest rush is May instead of Kenneth Walker or Ramondre, since they're tough run defense, and him just getting it on a scramble is kind of fun, or most rushing yards, stuff like that. There's definitely other angles you can take with the May rushing yards too. And yeah, we know Seattle defense is pretty smothering. Jamie is in the camp of feels like you can alt up the May rushing. He bet May to 50 plus. Mike Robb has given Tyler Hart, this man gets Mike Tomlin out of life, and all of a sudden he's smiling and putting out crossword parlays. That's absolutely hysterical. Oh my. I have not been to Buffalo Wild Wings for the Super Bowl. I've done a little bit of everything. I've been in Vegas for the Super Bowl. I've been at the Super Bowl. That was like one time. And I was just lucky. My best friend won a trip to the Super Bowl, and that was super fun. I've been to Vegas 2 times for the Super Bowl. I've been just hanging at home, chilling. And I've been to Super Bowl parties. I've been to bars. I've been a little bit of everything. The older I get, I'm just very content with a pretty quiet Super Bowl. What's your Super Bowl of preference, Tyler?
I'm the same way. I'd rather just watch it maybe with a couple people. No, definitely not going out to watch it with a bunch of people that I don't even know.
Right. It's pretty, I have to say, yeah, going to like a Super Bowl party when you're with people that are just watching it because they feel like they have to watch the Super Bowl, like it's like an event and they don't really know anybody or don't care about betting. You're like, it's almost like the Phillip Rivers, gif.
Or you get the people that are like, I have to bet this. This is the big game of the week. What should I bet? And they're just bothering you the whole game. And it's like,
right. Right. Steve, what would be your preference if you could choose anything? More lay low, a super low key Super Bowl party? You're getting together. I was gonna say you're going to a Super Bowl party with a lot of with like friends that are like diehard football fans. So I think if it's a diehard football fans that are equally as into it as you, that's pretty fun. Yeah, it would be a Patriot game if the air is out of the ball.
Kohler's got the right idea.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, my favorite way to watch the Super Bowl is how I watch regular season games. Isolated and cursing players I have money on. That's what I did last year, and I absolutely loved it. I was like, this is awesome. Yeah, so I have to agree. Jamie says he throws a party every year, tons of food, drinks, but only invite myself because other people get annoying. That's great. Yeah, no, coolers, you do have the right idea. I think we're all kind of in lockstep with you. The witch says, which one I like doing a number game on the Super Bowl with 10 people with everyone getting a number. Okay. A little, I've been to Super Bowl parties playing the Super Bowl squares, this is a great question. Is it your bingo friend, Steve? Is it the ladies for bingo night? No, I know it's
all in the 40s.
Okay, so now we have officially covered props, touchdowns, first touchdowns, specials. I have two more for you before we talk parlays. MVP, Tyler, who is your MVP of Super Bowl 60?
I'm gonna go with Drake May.
Yeah,
because I think the Patriots win. I just think it's going to be the quarterback award. But my long shot is Christian Gonzalez, where I think Sam Darnold it's one of those games where it's like, we can't get anything going. Let me force the ball to my guy. 2 interceptions later, there's 1 touchdown scored, and he was really the deciding factor in the game. So Drake May and Christian Gonzalez are my 2.
Those are my 2 too. So we are absolutely lockstep there. That's hysterical. Because I thought May or take the defensive, which by the way happened 10 years ago in this very stadium, which May was at the game with his dad. I know all the background because I'm obsessed. But no, it was Von Miller, the Broncos. There actually has been 4 defensive MVPs in the last 20 years. There was that Von Miller, the Seattle one when they played the Broncos, and I'm forgetting the other 2, but I want to say there's 4 in the last
Malcolm
20
Butler.
Yeah,
no, he actually didn't.
He actually didn't. It was Brady that year. I'll pull him up again.
But Dexter Jackson from the Raiders and Larry Brown from the Cowboys.
Yeah. Okay, so I like your 2, Tyler, because I think the Patriots do sneak out a win here too. I think it's going to be a very competitive, low-scoring game. I do believe Patriots can win this, so I like May and like a Christian Gonzalez. Or if you think like a Milton Williams gets like a strip sack and has 4 sacks and a fumble recovery and a scoop. I don't know.
What does JSN have to do to get it from Darnold?
JSN has to kind of be like the I think like the Julian Edelman of which was another super low scoring where he gets like 40% of the target share, which he could, and gets like 14 receptions, the only Darnold passing touchdown, and is the only reason that they win. Like is the engine of why they won, I think, which was why Edelman won that year. Because wasn't that was the one year I was in Vegas and I was like, oh, thank God I'm in Vegas. This game is such a snoozer. But what was the final score of that game? Wasn't it like
13-3?
13-3. Yeah.
That was the game Flores figured out that McVay was calling all of Goff's audibles for him. So he would line up in one defense, and with 10 seconds to go, everyone would start moving, and McVay couldn't help Goff at that point.
Oh,
they figured them out. That's why that team just ran into a brick wall that year.
Gotcha. Okay, that's wild. Okay, I just remember that game, and it was like supposed to be. It had like the highest total. Because I remember looking at all the stuff before that game since I was in Vegas, and it was like my first time in Vegas for a Super Bowl. It was so fun, not the game, but being in Vegas. And I think it was at that point, because that was Super Bowl 54 or something. I don't know. It was the highest projected total, I guess. Okay, Steve. So Tyler and I lockstep on the MVP. Who do you got?
I'm going to go on the Seahawks side. I think it does come down to Darnold or JSN.
Okay. All right. So you would only bet those 2. Could be defense on that side too, if you want to get nuts.
It could. I just think it's generally harder, for a defender. And then Seattle doesn't have like one clear sack guy. They don't have one clear corner, so for them, it could be, they're just such a sum of the parts defense. They're so great across the board.
Yeah. Gotcha. That makes sense. All right. So now we covered MVP. Another Super Bowl lore that I have is I got the correct score right in the Bengals Rams Super Bowl. So that was probably Super Bowl 56. And it was 23-20. And let me see if I can find scores on here. I know I can find it easily on FanDuel. But do you guys have a score? Because I have bet a couple scores.
And
while you were thinking, we got Bayou in here. Great to see you in here. Thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate it. Talking everything Super Bowl 60. Have covered props, TDs, first TDs, specials, MVPs. Now we're talking a little score prediction. While Steve is thinking, Tyler, do you have a score projection?
I don't, but I was looking to see if I can find it, but I only seem to be finding the FanDuel squares right now, which I don't want.
So under scoring is where final, which it basically says, oh no, that is the squares. My bad. And here I thought I beat it. Here I thought I think it's under.
I think I just saw you pass it.
It's under correct score. It's called correct score on here. I think it's actually under popular on FanDuel.
That's I went back to the popular tab. Anytime I can't find anything on FanDuel, you just go back to the popular.
Go back to popular. Yeah, it's usually at the bottom here.
Or the same game tab, you'll find it.
Right. So any score predictions for you, Tyler?
I'll go Patriots 20, Seahawks 17. Darnold throws a pick at the end of the game.
Okay. We are very, very close. Okay, the final score's got to be close enough. So I did 3 different ones with the Patriots. I did 23-20 because that's what I won on. I did 20-16, which is very, very similar. And that's just saying the Seahawks score 1 touchdown, 3 field goals, plays into the Jason Myers thing. And then I did something even grosser and did Pats 19, Pats 19, Seahawks 16. Let me see if I can find the prices quicker on my phone here. So kind of gross, but you get some good odds because you're betting the underdog, and 2 of them are very non-traditional scores when you're throwing in a 16, so let me see if I can find the numbers. Steve, any ones that you like?
I think I'm going to go, I really see this as a more low scoring game. So I'm going to go 17-13 Seattle.
17-13 Seattle. Let me see if I can find.
I found it on DK.
Okay. Well, yeah, with 17-13, that's a pretty common one with the favorite.
17-13 is 120-1.
Oh, okay. I would have thought that would have been
20-17. The one I picked with the Patriots winning is only 75-1.
Oh, okay. So my Patriots 19-16 was 150-1 because that's pretty non-traditional. Patriots 23-20, only 80-1 because it's a more traditional score. And then where did I do the other one? I was like, you know what? I like the Patriots 20 or 19-16, but it could be like 20-16, and that would like crush me if I was just one off. If it was like 2 touchdowns, 2 field goals for the Patriots. So where did that go? I also did if you do like 6-3 at the quarter, 100-1, like 13-6, those kind of things. There's a lot of like quarter and half ones that score ones that are pretty fun too. For some reason, I can't find the 20-16 Patriots one, but it was around there, like 125-1 or something along those lines. So yeah, got some fun numbers there. Just sprinkles.
130-1 on DK Meg.
Okay, nice. Yeah. So just some fun sprinkles. So, so we asked the Fanspeak team to put a parlay together. We don't have everybody's yet, but we will, and hopefully we will by Degen Dads tonight, and they can share it as well. We'll share it on social media, share it in Discord, all that stuff. We also, of course, will have all the official props we land on and send out to later tonight, and any other parlays. But so I sent out to the Fanspeak team, let's each pick a plus money line, whether it's a touchdown or I don't think you could really do specials, or like a push prop or something like that, or it could be like a, side or total push one way or another. So Steve, I know, liked JSN 8+ receiving. So let me actually bring this back over and we show what we're working on, but it still is a work in progress, my friends. So Steve has 8+ JSN. Let me find that receptions here. And again, I will price this out, look for boost, all the things before I put this out in on Twitter, on Discord, all that stuff. So JSN 8+ receptions, a little plus money fun. I'm doing Kenneth Walker. He's 11.1 yards per reception in the playoffs. I think they're going to need him. He's not going to be able to get there on the ground. I think they're going to need him in the air, even though Helani will get some catches too, potentially, and running the same amount of routes. I think Kenneth Walker is so explosive. Give me him. Now, Drake May spread liked Seattle team sacks, but I don't think you can parlay that. I couldn't find that. So I asked him to pick like a Seattle, some kind of defensive sack. And that may have to be on DK or MGM or something to parlay. But so get the exact answer from spread on that. Tyler,
I think he said DeMarcus Lawrence in the chat. I'll double check.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Let me know if he did. Let me see. Okay. So DeMarcus Lawrence. Nice. That's plus one. Boom.
He said DeMarcus Lawrence.
Thank you. There we go. 3 down, 3 to go. Tyler, what do you have? What's your favorite prop or anything kind of, push?
We'll go Diggs 50+ receiving yards.
Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah. Give it to the vet. Okay. So we are 4. I did, in the chat has, Bruni or Andrew. So we're waiting on Bruni and Andrew. This is what we got. JSN 8+ receptions, Kenneth Walker 30+ yards, Diggs 50+ yards, DeMarcus Lawrence sack. Waiting on Bruni and Andrew. I'm just going to go ahead and say that since I see there's 2, whatever we do, I'll probably do this and add a Patriots money line.
You have like a $3 advantage on me on that, and we're on the same book.
Oh, okay, really?
Yeah. Before you put in the Patriots, you have plus 23.42. I'm on plus 21.60. We have the same legs in.
Wow.
We're just in different states.
Yeah.
That's wild. I don't know if Bruni or Andrew like Patriots, but it would like just absolutely blow up the odds because we're saying, a Seattle sack, 2 Seattle props, and right now just have one, which by the way, I love the Diggs 50 too, by the way. So we're waiting on Bruni and Andrew, and then we will get this out. We'll put this one, of course, in our Substack when we send everything later tonight. We'll send that in Substack. We'll put it on Discord, probably put it on Twitter too, since it's a big old finale and fun. I like that. I think so far this is fun. So hopefully Bruni and Andrew can land the plane for us here. Any thoughts on what we got going so far, Tyler and Steve?
I like it. I mean, the sack prop, of course, it could be the weird one, but I think they're gonna,
of course, spread is making things difficult, and he's giving me a hard time.
I don't think he's making it difficult, but I think he's got the leg where like we could sit there all game and get the 8 catches, get the 30 yards, get the 50, and it's like, okay, go get that sack for us, DeMarcus Lawrence, and he grabs them right at the end for us. So I think it's a good call. I mean, Will Campbell has T-Rex arms; he can't block anyone.
Right. Well, I like this. So everybody, we appreciate you being in here today. Look for this for, in the Discord. Now let me bring over DraftKings. We can just talk that through really quick as far as, it's still in Sportsbook. As far as, and I'll just leave up the fact that Mike says, Tech is just undefeated against me. Always, always, always. So let me get to Daily Fantasy. Give me a second here and we could talk through, because I've been giving a lot of thought. I actually like to do, I do like I'm sorry, of course I had to put a code in to access. I like May JSN captains, but I've been having some fun with like Hunter Henry or Cooper Kupp, or that might not be as like a Mac Hollins or something like that. We even talked Jason Myers last week. I don't mind that. So let me bring it over here and we can talk Super Bowl showdown to wrap up our Super Bowl 60 show. So of course, go look at the showdown. I need to make a deposit to get in the streets here. I already have actually a bunch of lineups in that I was thinking about, but I'll go to each of you first. Tyler, favorite captain and favorite contrarian captain.
You're on
you
mute.
there we go.
Again. But my favorite's probably Drake May. I think it's a Patriots game. They win. Unless you're going to try and key in on the guy who's going to get the touchdowns from him. I'd much rather just have him at the top with the rushing upside too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Barner's really starting to like stand out to me after we talked about it. It's like, yes, he can get the yardage through the air. They're weak there versus the tight end. The tush push to help. He falls in the end zone twice at the captain spot in a low scoring game. Like that could be the guy you need. So
yeah, I wasn't giving him a ton. Like I have him in my player pool, but I wasn't giving him a ton of consideration. I don't know that I'd captain him, but I mean, like you said, if he gets the touchdowns, then
yeah.
absolutely.
What if he gets that game he had against Carolina? You just had pulled up. I think it said 3 for 43 and a touchdown. He had 13 points. Now add in the tush push that falls in the end zone again in the captain spot, and all of a sudden he's probably going to be needed somewhere in that lineup. Maybe not at the top, but.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I'm on the other tight end side. We all talked about it as far as bets. I really like Hunter Henry and feel like another vet, to trust, and has obviously a little bit of safer floor, but still looking to come in at pretty low ownership. Obviously, Barner, I'm guessing, will be lower, but because of his price point, looking at pretty low ownership. And maybe it is because the one Super Bowl showdown I chopped first, it was Rob Gronkowski with 2 tuds in the captain. Maybe I'm just like, wanting to run that back so desperately, but my favorite captain is like you, Drake May. My contrarian captain favorite is Hunter Henry. Steve, what about you? Favorite captain and contrarian captain?
Yeah, I mean, my favorite captain is a tie between JSN and May. I think they're both excellent. For them having a monster game, but my contrarian would actually be Rashid Shaheed. I just think, given the fact that he could steal a special teams touchdown or just his explosive ability, he's and then if you play him in captain, obviously you can afford whatever you want. Just
right.
about.
So I was going to say, he's been getting a few targets each game in addition to, or like you said, like the 2 for 27 in the San Francisco game and stuff like that. Yeah. Okay. So you like that. And I think that'll be very contrarian as well. So JSN and May for you. Yeah. JSN and May are my, going to be owned captains that I'm playing. And then, Hunter Henry. And then our contrarian ones, we talked Barner, we talked Hunter Henry, we talked Shaheed. Did I miss any other contrarian captains?
I like the Barner call for contrarian captain.
I mean, we did talk this. You can build
how much more is Cup than Barner in that captain spot?
Cup is
600 more.
7.8.
I would rather save that 600 in my opinion, just because yes, Cup could be like a safety valve for Darnold, but it just feels like Barner has more pathways to getting there over the likes of Cup.
Yeah, I mean, I do like Cup to potentially score, but I get what you're saying. So yeah, I'm guessing. I haven't looked at recent ownership yet. Steve, when you had sent me ownership the other day, I didn't have it. I was looking at another site. I don't know if you're able to pull up what ownership is looking at right now. But I don't mind that. Last week, Tyler, we had talked about like a fun Jason Myers. I will say, when you do multiple kickers and defense, you'll get some lower combined ownership. I don't mind doing like either both kickers, Myers and the captain, or kick Myers and the captain and a defense or something like that. I mean, you do like Myers and the captain, Patriots defense, and then you could do JSN, May, and you still have 7.6. So it's like, you don't have to do anything gross, basically. Like, go down to like the George Halanis of the world, no offense to Bobo and Austin Hooper and, those guys, but, and they could get there. Listen, they could get there, but I kind of like this. I also think like, I don't know, something in my belly tells me, and we talked about this on the CBS show the other day, like a Mac Hollins captain could be fun. Same kind of concept, even cheaper and lower owned. Then you can get like the just kind of projected. You could even do both quarterbacks if you wanted, and like a defense. and you're still left with 7,200, something along those lines. But whatever you're doing, you want to tell a story, like if you're telling a reason why Kenneth Walker or Ramondre Stevenson aren't in it, then I think, you want the quarterback and, kickers or defense, whereas if you had Walker or Ramondre and the captain, that's when I think you could be more comfortable fading certainly at least one of the quarterbacks. I mean, I'm more comfortable fading Darnold and less comfortable fading May because of the rushing upside. Any thoughts on those kind of notes, Tyler? And then I'll ask the same to Steve.
No, I agree with you. I'd rather fade Darnold over May.
Yeah.
Part of me would rather fade Walker over Stevenson. I know that might sound wild, but like we've seen games where they can't get the run game going.
Yeah.
What if they can't get the ball in the pass game and now he's just a ghost out there?
With Milton Williams,
his ankle that he dealt with for the first 8 weeks of the season, and we had to deal with Charbonnet. Like there's a lot of pathways where it's like, Stevenson's just been on the field that much more than Walker this game.
Oh, I'm very much the same way. I may not play much Walker, and that feels scary because he can be so explosive. But if it is only like 3 for 40 yards receiving, 30 or 40 yards rushing and no touchdowns, I don't think that's going to be enough raw points to get you there. Are you similar, Steve, that you feel more comfortable fading Darnold over May because of the rushing upside and more comfortable fading Walker over the Ramondre, even though both have a tough rushing matchup?
Definitely more favorable with the Walker versus Ramondre, but I'm actually, I think Seattle's best chance is to move the ball through the air. And because of that, I think Darnold, could really sling it around. And, yes, I think touchdowns are limited in this game, but if he throws for 2 touchdowns, that could be more than enough, especially if he has like 250 yards. But, maybe even he could. I think he's more likely to crack the 300-yard bonus than May. So
are there, like, if you wanted to do JSN, Darnold, and May, doesn't leave you with much. Are there any like low gross plays that you're willing to do?
Well, and that's where honestly, like, do like Barner and the captain, and then do those 3. Because if the touchdown, one of those touchdowns go to Barner, he could pay off the captain price, and something like that.
Yeah, no, then it changes it dramatically. So far, my favorite has been, I can just even find it. I did a Hunter Henry one that I liked a lot. I'll take out one of the things since you're not supposed to share everything. But basically, Hunter Henry, May, JSN, essentially kicker, cup, and it just doesn't feel too gross to me. But similar with Barner, it's like whatever, tight end thing. I do think that's interesting. Or if you think like some explosive guy like Butte, Mac Hollins, Rashid Shaheed, something like that in the captain. And Mike Robb says, is your DFS motto this week 1 cup, 2 booties? 2 booties. Any other thoughts, guys? I mean, again, in Showdown, the name of the game is telling a story. Make it make sense of why this guy's in the captain. Like maybe if you did a Cooper Cup captain, I'm just making this up, on the fly here. But if you did say a Cooper Cup captain, maybe that's one where you fade JSN, which is so scary, to do. But that would be a story of, okay, if Cup is in the captain because he got, one of the only touchdowns, and then it was, multiple other field goals, or maybe it's Seahawks defense or something like that. Or maybe this is one with, the Seahawks defense and Kenneth Walker or something like that, and not even Darnold. And it's just a bunch of Cup catches and JSN was somehow taken out of the game. That's how you can like tell. That's what we mean by tell a story. Everyone, like if I'm playing Hunter Henry in the captain, I'm not really getting to probably some of the other weapons, which obviously, Patriots are similar to the Bills where it's very spread out, seeming to be with like their weapons. Maybe I'm not really getting there with Ramondre or some of the other weapons. And it's just, 2 touchdowns for Henry or something like that, or even Diggs, but everything should tell a story. Any other like notes on that, Steve?
Yeah, no, I think that's right. I do think, and similar, like if you are doing one of the field goal kickers, not even just in the captain, but if you're doing Jason Myers, I'd have less total Seahawks because they're probably not getting the touchdowns.
Right.
or vice versa. I mean, you can do a defense, like you could do 4 Seahawks, but still Patriots defense, something like that. But I definitely like, if you're doing the Seattle defense, I do like adding in Shaheed just because he's so explosive.
Yeah,
in
the old double dip. The old double dip, Steve. Yeah.
And
So-
in this, it could separate you so much.
Well, and it doesn't even have to be like, it could just be flex plays. Or it could be like Shaheed in the captain. If you're going for that and you're double dipping and getting, the Seahawks defense, then, I would not do Darnold in this, like if you don't think there's going to be, unless you think it's a shootout or something. So yeah, no. And then, again, that's like a perfect example to tell a story. I will say, as far as the defenses go, I don't think I'll be playing any defenses in captain, but I think no matter who you have, like say you did a Drake May captain, I think you could still do a Seattle defense in the flex, because actually I think and we've seen this over and over and over playing daily fantasy. Sometimes you want a pick six or something like that, or a slow start and the defense, or a bunch of sacks, and then they have to play from behind. I mean, remember that playoff game a couple years ago where it was Dallas versus Packers, and Packers just dominated, and Dak ended up scoring like 38 fantasy points or something like that, because they were so behind. They just then had to play with their hair on fire. Probably Packers. Now that was a little bit different. They did end up getting there points wise. So I don't know if the defense was optimal, but you could get a situation where Seahawks score a defensive touchdown, have 4 sacks to spread's point, 1 or 2 turnovers, whatever is optimal in the flex, but May is still optimal in the captain because he runs one, passes one, has to play with his hair on fire or something along those lines. So definitely don't be afraid to play defenses against your teams at all. Any other thought? Who's your favorite, like, it's two-part question each of you to round this out. Tyler, who's your like lock button play? Is it May? Is it JSN? And who is like your not captain, but like kind of favorite of all the contrarian plays? Like, who do you think you'll play the most, like, as a contrarian play overall?
Lock button's probably May, and contrarian's probably going to be, I mean, he's probably not even all that much contrarian, would be Barner. Because he's down there.
I bet he'll be reasonably contrarian. Were you able to find the ownership, Steve?
Oh yeah, that's definitely.
I got to get out of here though. I got to get ready for work. So
absolutely. No.
Good luck to you too. Let's make some.
Tyler, yeah, we'll send you the full slip. Good luck to you. We appreciate you. Let's finish the season strong, my friend.
We'll be back for some big board drafts.
Hell yeah, let's go. All right, take it easy, Tyler.
See you later.
All right. So yeah, Barner's ownership, Barner, Henry, like Cup, they're all pretty like low owned, right?
Yeah, all should be sub 20%.
Total ownership?
Yeah.
Oh, that seems really low. What is Shaheed? That
like,
was another.
I'm not saying combined. I'm saying each one is.
No, I know. I'm surprised actually.
Well, not Henry. I'm sorry. Cup's kind of up there. I was looking more Barner and Kayshon Boutte. I had looking at the wrong line. So
okay, well, what is Henry and what is
26%.
Okay, what about Cup and Shaheed?
Shaheed's low. Cup's right in the same ballpark, and Shaheed he's sub 20.
2 more questions. Mac Hollins and Jason Myers.
Mac Hollins 30%, and Jason Myers is 26%.
Nice. Oh, Jason Myers might be a lock, but I'm Steve. Am I just too obsessed with these?
Well, he can't be a lock button. Like a kicker can't be a lock button because you need the right story for a kicker.
Yeah.
And if that story goes wrong, I wouldn't do all your lineups for that one story.
No. You definitely should
like
tell
like a JSN or a May could be a lock button because
May is going to be my lock button for sure.
Yeah.
What is May in the captain? Is he the highest owned in the captain or JSN?
I believe JSN is.
Yeah. Well, I think this covered it. I mean, we built a couple versions of lineups. We talked to our favorite captains, contrarian captains, plays, contrarian plays. Steve, it sounds like May and JSN are your favorite contrarian, or excuse me, plays. It sounds like Shaheed and Barner are your favorite contrarian plays.
Yeah.
All right, Steve, let's round it out for the people. And again, we appreciate you guys all joining us today. if you're watching live still, hit that like button. If you watch this later, hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed to the Fanspeak network. Again, we are wrapping up, of course, the 2025 season, covering Super Bowl 60 here and tonight with Degen Dads, but then it's all best ball content the rest of the way, folks. And again, check link in the description, free 7-day trial for our Substack. I highly recommend it. Cranking out rookie content and best ball content, starting to crank out best ball content. I'll also be sending the Super Bowl bets and parlays tonight or tomorrow. So, and then it's just be cranking out best ball content, Steve's rankings, all that there. 7-day trial, link in the description, free link to our Discord, link in the description. Steve, final thoughts for the people to get ready for Super Bowl 60.
Yeah, no, enjoy the Super Bowl, whichever, however you want to bet, DFS, props, etc. And just enjoy watching the last, regular game of the season. And then we are going to be back and cranking out big boards, all next week and going forward.
That's right. I'm sure Steve will be back hopefully Monday, ripping the lunchtime with Steve. So love it, Steve. This has been fun as always. We appreciate you. We want, again, stay tuned. Link in the description for Discord and Substack. Bets will be sent out later. And let's have a winning season. This has been such a fun season. I really think it's been nice to see the parity and different teams in the playoffs, different teams in the Super Bowl. Hopefully still get a fun Super Bowl, but I really just care that we all have a profitable Super Bowl. So everybody stay safe, have fun, have a profitable Super Bowl. Then meet us back here Monday to get right back in the big board streets, and be sure to join the Degen Dads tonight. For Steve, I'm Meg, and we will see you next time.
Fanspeak, where the plan runs deep. The team grind hard, don't eat, don't sleep. From best ball dreams to DFS streaks, they help you print money every single week. Fanspeak, no cap, no gimmicks, we breaking limits. NFL bets, yeah, we live this business. Meg and Steve, that OG vision. Yeah, draft room killers on a lifelong mission. More stress to the Sunday spread. Fanspeak's that voice that's inside your head. Best ball, DFS, NFL bets. They built it brick by brick, no regrets. Fanspeak team, printing money since day one.